Welcome to the Deconditioning Lab podcast, where we experiment with deconditioning in human design. I'm Nicole G., psychologist and human design guide, and if you've ever understood your human design chart intellectually and still felt stuck living it, you're in the right place. Welcome to the show. Most of us find human design at a point when we're already doing the work. We might be doing things like journaling, going to therapy, trying to quote unquote heal our blocks, where we might be chasing alignment, trying to be more of ourselves, to trust our intuition, trying to live our lives with more ease and less burnout. But without a clear mirror, we're still flying blind. Because even if we have all of the self-awareness in the world, we're often trying to become more authentic from within the conditioning we don't even know that we have. We're healing, but it's from the wrong place. We're growing, but it's in directions that still aren't really ours. We're trying to come home to ourselves, but without knowing who that self actually is. And your human design chart is the map. Your human design chart removes the blindfold and says, this is where you've been living someone else's strategy. Here's where you've been abandoning your truth. And this right here is what it looks like when you begin to return to who you actually are. Because it's incredibly hard for you to see what's been invisible to you your entire life. It's hard to unlearn survival patterns that you thought were just part of your personality. And you can't choose differently when you don't even know what you're choosing from. This is what makes conditioning so incredibly tricky. It doesn't announce itself. It hides in plain sight. It hides in your thoughts, in your habits, in all of your shoulds. And unless someone hands you a map, you'll just keep thinking, this is just how I am. Maybe things like, I've just always been indecisive, or I'm just too sensitive, or I have to work harder than everyone else to prove myself. But what if none of that was actually you? This is why your human design chart isn't just helpful, it's essential. Because it lets you see what's really going on. Your chart is a mirror that can show you the mechanics beneath your behaviors, where you're acting from alignment and where you're operating from conditioning or programming. It points to exactly where conditioning is likely to live in your system. For example, your open centers can show you where you may absorb and amplify other people's energy. Your defined centers can show you where you may be overly identifying with the traits of the center. Your profile lines can reveal the roles you've been trying to play that may not even be yours. Your type and authority can show the strategy that actually works for you instead of what you were taught to do. And your gates and channels can expose the subtle themes that you've been carrying that aren't truly yours. By looking at certain areas in your human design chart, you can start noticing the patterns in your life that were invisible to you. Because you can't notice what you can't see. And conditioning can be sneaky. It blends in, disguises itself as normal behavior, and runs quietly in the background like an app draining your battery. But your human design chart puts it all in front of you, where it's clear, it's named, and it's visible. And once you can see the patterns, you can start recognizing them in real time, where you start noticing where you've been making decisions from fear instead of your authority, where you start noticing where you're acting from other people's intentions or their energy instead of your own. This clarity creates greater awareness, and greater awareness creates more choices for you. And choice is where deconditioning actually begins. You can't heal what you haven't named. You can't release what you still believe is just how you're wired. And you can't choose differently until you start to see what's underneath the choices you're already making. An important point to make is that your human design chart does not tell you who to be. But it does show you who you've never been but learned to become. And when you see this, when you really see this, you finally start to understand why you felt the way you felt for so long. That you're not actually behind and you're not actually confused, you're just conditioned. And now you're aware enough to do something about it. Hey, if you enjoyed the show, don't forget to head over to the Deconditioning Lab on Substack. Link is in the show notes. And follow the show so you can get notified when I drop a new episode. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you again soon.